Looking into history, I know that we've surely been blessed, coming out of misery to a rising sun in the west. Why should we cling to the earth when we can reach to the sky? I wanna know. It's time that we realize our worth. Stop letting time pass us by, 'cause we've got independent leadership and guidance divine. Indecision is decision, so make up your mind. Stop wasting time and move with conviction. No need to have any fear, got to be mindful of our mission. The victory is near now. Now that we have the truth, let's see if we can be people who really care about humanity. Let's build a world anew, uplift society. It belongs to me and you, responsibility. We've had to face many problems, yeah. Sometimes even hang our heads in disgrace. There just wasn't any answers to the questions. Why we could never seem to find our place. But then we experienced a mind evolution. We begin to strengthen efforts to find the solutions. Searching for the truth and yearning to succeed. The mind's eye revealed the reality that without moral direction, success we could never achieve. We'd only be heading for destruction. That's what our fate would be. Our fate would be now. Now that we've heard the truth, let's see if we can be people who really care about humanity. Let's build a world, uplift society. It belongs to me and you, responsibility. Responsibility belongs to you and me. Uplift society. We can spread the family. Responsibility.
They look okay.
Responsibility.
In front of us?
Responsibility. I can remember my grandma used to say to her next door neighbor, "Martha, I tell you, I just don't know what's getting into these young people today. Just ain't got no sense of responsibility. Don't want to work. All they want to do is go down to a go-go. They call it a disco now. Lazy, it's just a mess, I tell you. But let me tell you one thing, honey. There's going to be some changes made around here. You hear me? Responsibility belongs to you. Responsibility. Responsibility. Reconstruct the family. Responsibility. Responsibility. Every way. Belongs to our deeds and what we say. Stop leaving things to go one way. You got to take the steps to a better day. Responsibility. 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 Responsibility.
I'm going to let you know we decided not to answer any questions. That was Mr. Harris answering y'all those questions, so I respect y'all not to answer me any questions as well. Just stick to your statement and be done with that. So we're not going to answer any questions because of fear of manipulation. So with that said, I'm going to introduce Ms. Olivia Pearson, City Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Ward. Again, thank you, Mr. Word. To begin, I'm going to fall back on something that Mr. Presley mentioned. He said that you stated that it had nothing to do with the group. Well, I'm not sure that you stated it didn't have anything to do with the group. I know just a minute ago, Jerry Hudson said it was mainly on Douglas Now, it was mainly about Bobby Worthy.
His article was.
Not quite. Supported by Commissioner Pearson. That's what he stated, yep. Which was a total lie because I had nothing to do with Bobby Worthy and Larry Neesmith. That was totally separable from this whole thing that you all have blown to hell because that's what you've done.
Your name wasn't on that flyer for it, for the meeting, as a supporter?
Who held the meeting? You asked me a question. I'm asking you, who held the meeting?
I did, and you didn't answer it. Wasn't your name on that flyer?
I held the meeting. Sure, my name would be on it.
Okay, well,
see, that's where you went wrong.
That's all we said.
No. That's not all you said. That's not all you said. You said supported by Commissioner Pearson. What was supported by Commissioner Pearson?
The meeting.
The meeting that I called, that's exactly right. I called the meeting. Justice League did not call the meeting, first and foremost. They didn't call the meeting. I held a meeting through Southern Rural Black Women's Initiative for Economic and Social Justice. I invited Mr. Bobby Worthy and the NAACP. Let me finish, Mr. Hudson.
That was the point of the article, the mention of you.
No. You claim that the Justice League held this meeting, which was a lie. It was a lie. You said it, as well as the Douglas Enterprise said it. Justice League did not hold a meeting here in Douglas, Georgia. Southern Rural Black Women's Initiative held a meeting. I invited Mr. Worthy. I invited Mr. O'Hara as district rep for the NAACP. I invited Mr. Hal Presley. And matter of fact, I invited the entire community of the city of Douglas, Coffee County, Georgia. I announced it on my city council meeting. So why in the world tell me would I hold a meeting that's going to succumb to or support hatred towards white people or any other people? Why would I hold a public announcement of a meeting like that? I haven't been in office for 15 years to do something so low down and dirty. See, you had your facts, you had your statements incorrect. Had you all given us the respect and decency to come and ask a question, Luke, you were at the meeting when I announced about that flyer. If you have a concern or an issue about it being to hate white folks or kill white folks, seemed like to me you would have had the courtesy, being that you were there, to have came to me, Commissioner Pearson, what is this about? But no, not one of you, journalism fellas or lady, I'm not sure what part you played in it. So if you did play a part, excuse that comment. Not one of you had the decency or respect to come to me as an elected official and ask the question, what is this all about? A decent journalist who is seeking the truth has a moral and ethical obligation to go and get both sides of a story and not just print one side and not just assume. And none of you did that. So yes, I feel my life is threatened with something like this. And you sat there when Mr. Presley asked the question, have you gotten any feedback from anybody? Nobody would say anything. You didn't answer it. But I already know the answer to it. You've gotten feedback because I've gotten feedback. I've gotten feedback from white people. I've got feedback from black people. And they're not satisfied with it, black or white. And they have all said to me, Olivia, we know that's not true. So some people who might not know me might not know, but those who know me know I wouldn't take part in anything that's going to deal with hatred or killing or anything in breaking the law. So on now today, you all want to come and be a part of this press release, this news conference on today, after you have done your damage. Because like I say, damage has been done. Because don't everybody know all of us and what we stand for. It's just the grace of God that those who do know us know we wouldn't dare partake of any such foolishness.
Amen.
And I feel like what you're doing is displaying what you have in your heart to print something like this.
Amen.
Yes. I can say to you, not one of you have ever had me to say anything racist to you, to say anything about hatred to you. In dealing with your media and dealing with me, none of you can say that I've ever said anything racist. If it's right, if it's a fact about what has happened, and it might tend to lean on one side of the color line or the other, call it what you may. But God be my judge. He knows my heart, and know I wouldn't partake of anything such as this that you all have intended to influence this community to believe.
Amen.
It's totally ridiculous.
That's right.
It's totally unacceptable. And we are not going to tolerate it. So now you want to go and dig and talk about the use of the Coley Center. Get the records about the Coley Center. You dig on and see what you find. If anybody got any money for using the Coley Center, it definitely was not Commissioner Olivia Coley Pearson.
Right?
All right.
I have never used the Coley Center or any facility of the city of Douglas in an inappropriate manner. That's why I announced the meeting of that we were having on October 3rd. That's why I announced it at my city council meeting. And I said then, anybody who is concerned about the community and would like to help and take part, please come. That was my request. But you all are tending to try to divide this community more and more and more. I'm concerned as to who employs the Douglas 9 employees, as well as the Douglas Enterprise. What do these people stand for? I'm really surprised at this time. I'm surprised. Because your editors should have told you, go get the other side. See what they have to say about it before we print this.
Should have been fact checked.
It should have been.
Should have been fact checked.
And it's sad. It's sad because it's too late in the day with too much everything that's going on in our surroundings and our communities and our different states. It's too much and too late in the day to try to print something like this to make white folk feel that they need to go and buy guns, which was announced at a church meeting. Announced at church by a white lady that she needs to go and buy a gun because of this group that has been formed. And I suggest to the rest of y'all that y'all go by one is what she was quoted as saying. So if it's in y'all's heart to cause this kind of deliberate tension and division, you need to go check yourselves.
They damage the community.
You need to go check yourselves. God is not pleased. God is not pleased. When I chose to run for office, I found all kind of opposition. Some by black folks, but some by white folks. And ever since I've been in office, I've had to deal with you all saying statements that were not true, trying to blemish my name. So whatever it is you're seeking, I hope you find it. But I can tell you, my name is not going to be blemished because the people know what I stand for. When I talk to the white city employees, Commissioner Pearson, we know you're not like that. But like I say, my concern is the people who do not know me. who do not know me.
Amen.
Because my mother, an honorable woman, who I got emails and texts from people telling me when I expressed what was going on my Facebook page, they said, we know what your mother stood for. We know she didn't raise you that way. But I'm wondering, how have you all been raised? Yes, I'm wondering today. I'm wondering today. Because somebody from the media should have had the decency to see the true facts so justice would be known and would prevail. That's right. This plaque, since you all say recent altercation shines light on new militant organization, that's what y'all said. That's what y'all said. And I'm trying to find out where's this militant organization at. Because it's not us. It's not us. Some of us can barely walk. We are elderly. Walking with sticks. But we are militant. Because we state what is the truth. We're seeking to make the community better, which is what I said at that city council meeting when I announced that meeting on October 3rd. So how did militant organization come out of it? It's wrong. The meeting I had, Southern Rural Black Women, has been here in Douglas Coffee County since 1999. And I was asked to chair and lead this group. Southern Rural Black Women's Initiative for Economic and Social Justice. Not just justice for black people or black women, but it's geared toward women. Because women have had a difficult time finding daycare, someone to keep their kids so they can go to work, trying to finish and get a GED so they can get a good job. That's why this group was formed and has received federal monies and money from private groups to help people who are a part of this to better their lives. And you would take the meeting we held, which was hosted by Southern Rural Black Women, and distort the facts. Shame on you. Shame on you.
That's what they've been saying, you see.
Wait till the next generation.
There you'll find your identity.
Wait till the next generation.
We're gonna be ready to take a
Wait
stand
till the next generation.
and take control of the life that's in your hands. All along the road, freedom and democracy, gaining moral strength, wisdom and stability. There's gonna be a victory for the common man, a vast awakening all across the land, all across the land.
Wait till the next generation.
Apathy's gonna be hard to
Wait till the
find.
next generation.
We're gonna select the things that go into our
Wait
mind.
till the next generation.
We're gonna shape our own
Wait
destiny
till the next generation.
and alter the face of history. All along the road, freedom and democracy, gaining moral strength, wisdom and stability. There's gonna be a victory for the common man, a vast awakening all across the land, all across the
Wait
land.
till the next generation.
This I want you to
Wait till the
understand.
next generation.
I ain't gonna
Wait till the next generation.
cause
This is the next generation, man.
New York. A historic march in Quitman, Georgia. This is the courthouse that my grandmother told me that they used to lynch blacks, then take them to nigger branch. Today, it seems as if though this just may be the reemergence and continuation of the civil rights movement. You must understand that Joseph Lowry said in the 90s that Valdosta, Brooks County, and South Georgia would be the new hub of the new civil rights movement. You've already seen that on my YouTube channel, and now you can see that his words are apparently coming to fruition. This is the Quitman Police Department that are giving the escort to the Honorable Tyrone Brooks. Joseph Eckers Lowry was here, and the people are marching. They are marching because they don't believe that the Quitman 10 did anything wrong. This is kbci.blogspot.com. I do what I do because that's what I do. This is Quitman, Georgia, Quitman Police Department. This is the Brooks County Courthouse. If the news media don't report it, we will. That's the way we do it. Listen. Listen, please. You see dancers? Look at the dancers. Hear ye, O Brooks County, Quitman, Georgia, the home of the American Olympics in May 1918. It's a new day. It's a new time. NAACP founded in 1909. Freedom Fighters for Justice, the president of the Valdosta Lowndes County branch, Lee Touchton. Mary Gladys Lee. No justice, no peace. Men, women, and children, all singing in Quitman, Georgia. To you who are in New York, you who are in the armed forces, you who are in Seoul, Korea, you who are in Thailand, this is the voice of Quitman. This is the voice. This is the voice of Brooks County. This is the voice of South Georgia. They are saying they ain't gonna take it no more. They're saying it's time now for a change. The Quitman 10, now the Quitman 12, have made a historic movement upon the crust of the American soil. What a beautiful day to behold. Listen, listen please, to the voices of concerned citizens.
No peace! No peace! No justice! No peace!
This is the voice of the people.
No peace!
This is the voice of the people. Listen, listen please. People from Atlanta, people from South Carolina, people from Douglas, Georgia, people from Thomas County, people from Florida, people from everybody, everywhere around the country is here because they are sick and tired of injustice in the South Georgia area. We are here because we care. How many more stayed at home? But that's okay. Only a few is in the struggle. But we stand for truth and justice until we can stand no longer. And when we can stand no longer, then we should be willing to lay down our lives on behalf of truth. What a beautiful day in Quitman. What a beautiful day in Brooks County. What a beautiful day in the state of Georgia. And what a beautiful day in the United States of America. Especially for those military veterans who have served their country only to come home to be treated as subhuman and second-class citizens. It's time for a change, and that change seemingly is among us. This is Quitman, Georgia, Brooks County. Concerned citizens on the move. Listen to the voices. Listen. Listen, please.
Do we have power for the...
What are you talking about, beautiful sister? Glad you took time.
Well, we'll stop. Maybe they cut the power off. That's why we put a little more. That's why I travel for the car wherever I go. And I know they'll cut the power. They will do whatever they can to silence us. But I just want you to know we shall not be silent.
This is KBCI.blogspot.com, George Foster Rhymes on YouTube. I'm in Quitman in the city of Quitman in the county of Brooks in the state of Georgia. We just left a meeting wherein with the Honorable Civil Rights legend Tyrone Brooks, and we just interviewed people about their experiences with the G.B.R. and the voter registration here in Brooks County, along with the Quitman 10. And while we was getting ready to exit, we met a beautiful brother here. What's your name, my beautiful brother?
James C. Brown III.
Okay. And you were telling my beautiful brother, Tyrone Brooks, what were you telling him about your experiences?
The G.B.R., they came to my house, and I allowed them to enter. They started asking me questions. And so they had a copy of my voter absentee ballot. And they asked me, was that my signature on the ballot? And I said, yes. So I was wondering where they got the ballot from, but I never asked them that question. So then they asked me other questions. They asked me, did I fill out the ballot? And I said, yes. And I sealed the ballot, and I put it in the other envelope and sealed it too. And I asked them, why were they there at my house? Because there was no voter fraud going on at my house, because I was the one that filled out the ballot. And then they asked me who mailed it, and I didn't answer that question. And then they told me that I would be getting subpoenaed to court. And I told them that's fine. I'm represented by a law firm out of Atlanta. And then I asked them what their names were and their badge numbers. And the other one, the first one told me his name was Steve Turner, and the other, his name was Mark Crow. So
I'm familiar with Turner.
And I asked him, I said, how do you spell your name? So he said M-A-R-K. And his last name sounded weird to me, so I asked him how do you spell his last name. He said P-R-O. And I don't know why he did that, because one of the other questions he asked me was I literate? Could I read? And I told him yes.
Oh my God.
And so I was, you know, things got I was a little upset, but I kept my composure. And I told him at one time that I don't know why they asked me these other questions, because they have nothing to do with the investigation. And there was no voter fraud going in my house, so they needed to go and find someone else to talk to. And that was pretty much the end of the conversation.
Okay, I have a question for you. What were your profession? What kind of job have you held since you left high school?
I went in the Navy right after graduation. And I got out of the Navy in '92, but I went into the reserves, and then in '94 I enlisted back into the regular Army, active duty, and I retired from the Army on March the 1st, 2010.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm currently a bail bondsman. I've never bailed anyone out yet. And I'm a city councilor.
Yes.
I was just duly elected in November.
That's what I wanted. And I also want one other thing. I want to know, because I just read, and Mr. Brooks, I got this in your package there, wherein there's a federal judge that made racist comments about our president. And so out of all the 44 presidents, I think that the last one, President Barack Obama, received more negativity than any president in the history of this country. So I'm bringing that in because of you and what you've done. You serve your country, am I correct?
Yes.
But yet you feel, I mean, something with the G.B.R. and your voting, you over in foreign countries, by you being in the military, you could have gone to a foreign nation to die, right?
Yes.
On the battle line.
Yes.
Now, aren't you a disabled veteran? I think you, tell me about that, your disability. That's what I want on here.
Yes, I'm a disabled veteran, 80% disabled, currently working on my 100%, and I've served 2 tours in Iraq.
In Iraq.
In Iraq.
Have mercy. And then for you to come here and to receive questions about voting and voting rights, that reminds me, if not you, of Jim Crow back in the days when we had to count how many bubbles in a bottle of water, all these other crazy questions. So you are one person who know about the alleged G.B.R. intimidation, am I correct?
Yes.
All
And
right.
I consider that a travesty of justice, and all travesties of justice should be answered up for. And once they look into this, then the mistake can be corrected, and Equipment 10 can be exonerated.
Okay, I want to know your personal opinion. I'm going to close this out now. That takes care of that. Now, thank you for your statement. But what do you think in your own words? Give me, I didn't hear this today. I want to hear one person to tell me, I'm going to step off and I want you to talk from your heart. How do you feel about the Equipment 10 and what happened to them?
Well, I've known most of the Equipment 10 most of my life. I grew up down the street from a couple of them. And they are just people. They are upright people in the community. I've never heard anything bad about any of them. And I just think that this town is still with the 60s mentality, if not before. There's no representation. The city is mostly black, but all of our leadership is white. The mayor is white, the chairman of the board for the county commissioner is white, the sheriff's white, the police chief is white, and now all of a sudden that we have blacks in charge, that's a problem. And I also wonder if they said there was a problem, there was a spike in the ballots, did they check all of the ballots, not just the ballots that were for Equipment 10? They checked the ballots that were voted for on the other side, or it was a one-sided investigation. So I truly believe that Equipment 10 has been dealt a bad hand, and I'll be glad when this is all over and they are put back into their positions, because I believe what the governor did was unconstitutional.
State your name and position that you hold and your address one more time for us.
I am James C. Brown III. I'm a city councilman in District 1, Post 2. My address is 716 East Lafayette Street, Clifton, Georgia, 31643.
Do you remember the date that you were visited by the G.B.R. agents?
I do not remember the date.
You remember the month?
I cannot even remember.
What year was it?
I don't. I believe I wrote all that down on an envelope that I have, because after they left, I called the Department of Justice and I reported their names, and I think I had their badge numbers.
Was it before the Equipment 10 were arrested or after?
I believe it was before they were arrested.
Before they were arrested,
Yes.
okay. Thank you very much.
This is kvci.blogspot.com, George Boston Rhymes, YouTube, Boston G.B.R. We do what we do because we want you informed. Once again, thank you, my beautiful councilman. May God bless you. Thank you, Brother Brooks.
Candidates for City Council and Mayor and Gordon had a chance to sound off to voters at a forum Monday night. Justin McDuffie tells us one person many wanted to hear from, however, was a no-show.
I won't go into that. That was prior to...
You won't go into it because you know it's a lie.
I'm with you, 100%, George.
I mean,
Thank you.
You know
So
it's a
let's, I won't go into that. That was prior to,
you won't go into it because you know it's a lie.
I'm with you, 100%, George.
I mean,
Thank you.
You know
So
it's a lie.
let's, I won't go into that. That was prior to,
You won't go into it because you know it's a lie.
I'm with you, 100%, George.
I mean,
Thank you.
You know
So
it's a lie.
let's.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
Y'all's name is on the squash account, and this man is here tonight. He would very much like to, be paid so he can finish this job. Now, he's through with the job 3 weeks ago. And it is not the same check. It's a different check.
We need to let council look at this.
Certainly.
Council, he's the finance chair, you need to look at that.
Let me ask you a question, please. As far as the payroll goes, yeah, there are days when I don't tell you that I don't have the best day. When I'm not having a good day, I don't even dress up. I stay around the house. The chief did bring those payroll checks out there. I got no problem signing payroll checks. I said, the only thing is, if you bring my here and I sign it, bring me a check off list. Don't just bring a bunch of check and say sign these. I want to check the list to see who's getting what. A lot of times people come down and sign a check, and the problem we've been having for years is not accountability, is that so many of us are asked to sign a check by the clerk, and when you sign the check, everything is blocked the way you're supposed to sign it. We don't do that. But the initial check, you did not tell the amount. You just see where you put your name. I won't go into that.
And this is why the governor of the state of Georgia, or the Secretary of State, Brian P. Kemp, or Georgia Attorney General Sam Olsen need to come here into these southern towns and try to put an end to this before this get out of hand. We have pleaded in several cities, and we have asked that our leaders come to try and resolve the situation.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
The chief did bring those payroll checks out there. I got no problem signing payroll checks. I said, the only thing is, if you bring my here and I sign it, bring me a check off list. Don't just bring a bunch of checks and say sign these. I want to check the list to see who's getting what. A lot of times people come down and sign a check, and the problem we've been having for years is not accountability, is that so many of us are asked to sign a check by the clerk, and when you sign the check, everything is blocked the way you're supposed to sign it. Everything is blocked the way you're supposed to sign it. Everything is blocked the way you're supposed to sign it. Everything is blocked the way you're supposed to sign it. The chief did bring those payroll checks out there. I got no problem signing payroll checks. I said, the only thing is, if you bring
bring my hand and sign it. Bring me a check off list. Don't just bring a bunch of checks and say sign these. I want to check the list to see who's getting what. A lot of times people come down and sign a check, and the problem we've been having for years is not accountability. Is that so many of us are asked to sign a check by the clerk, and when you sign the check, everything is blocked the way you're supposed to sign it. Now we don't do that. But the initial check, who's written out to the amount, you just see where you put your name. I won't go into that.
It only proves what I've been saying to the governor, to the Attorney General Sam Olens, to the Secretary of State Brian P. Kemp, that there is major problems here in the state of Georgia.
It's been known throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
Attorney General Sam Olens need to come here into these southern towns and try to put an end to this before this get out of hand.
throughout the area as a town that gets along. It does not have race issues or class issues or other issues. It's been well known for that.
This is the Get To Free Press, and we report what others ignore. This is your First Amendment right to know without whiteouts from a controlled news media whiteout network. And we are located in Valdosta, Georgia, and we are here to inform, educate, and persuade if necessary. Always keep that in mind. Moreover, I want to say to you that as a community, state, nation, and world, we are not who we claim to be, but who we prove ourselves to be over a given period of time. And if we are a liar, time will tell. And if we are a racist or a hater, time will tell. And our righteous and holy God already know. So you are only fooling yourselves. Again, the Ghetto Free Press. I'm George Foster Ryan.